The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the December 1st Freaky Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the good in everything that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go try to figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, let your fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, inside the Tiger's Den will. Any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fabulous and fantastic, even though it's a Freaky Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow trading down 109 points, 24,162. S&P off 13. NASDAQ Composite down 0.8% or 49 points. Russell 2000, the big loser. Well, the second to biggest loser so far, down 1 3/10%. Trading out at 1524. Semis are down 1 9/10%. They're trading at 1248. Gold is up $10. Silver's flat or down 3 pennies. Spot volatility index up plus 15%. One-day rate of change. We sort of know what that means, don't we? We'll take a look at that. You've got American Woodmark Corp out there. They are the big leaders to the upside dollar-wise, up $25, 25%. Foundation Medicine up $13 or 24%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals having a good day, up $11.50. Charter Communications up 11. Ambarella up $10. To the downside, Ulta Beauty, not so beautiful, down nearly 9% or $19. Amazon off $16, 1.5%. Google down $11. Broadcom down $11. Priceline off 13, about 0.75%. So where do you want to begin? Is today a buy or a sell? Is today the top of the market, or is it the next bottom? Isn't that really the question that is upon us? Now, the reason that I use stops, that subscribers use stops, are for days like today. So we were stopped out. Nice profits in everything that we've got. Well, the XLP, I don't think, I have to go back and take a look at whether or not that trade was stopped out. But now I'm coming to you from a neutral position. So no bias here whatsoever, other than just simply going and taking a look at charts, seeing what they have meant to us in the past, and try to identify and answer that very specific question. Was today it, or yesterday? Was that it? It's a top. It's over. Sayonara, baby. I don't know. Maybe. Or is it just the opposite? Now, the reality is it's 1:10 in the afternoon, and I wish that I was coming to you at 3:45 in the afternoon, because at 3:45, I could be very concise with you with regard to exactly what the market is communicating to us. Not that things can't change in the next 15 minutes of time period. They can, but we would know much, much more than what we know now. Nonetheless, I'll try to identify for you parameters that you should be paying attention to help you assist in that decision. Whether you make some trades at the end of the session, or whether you go ahead and you make it Sunday night or Monday morning out here. So let's go take a look at what those things are that one should look at. The first thing is It's important to put in perspective where we are historically and take a look at the S&P 500. And I like this chart out here because it shows what types of occurrences have been around. This takes us back into 2014 when bottoms were made in the market. Starting with, in this case here, the shooting down by Russia of a plane, MH17 out there, Malaysian Airways, right? That many people would have thought, holy heck, that is going to turn out to be a war. The stock market's going to fall apart. And the reality is that was not the case. That was a bottom. You take a look at that Ebola scare. When things all of a sudden got over into the U.S., it was a whole different story. Seemed like that was just simply going to lead to all holy heck breaking out. Did it? The answer is no. That turned out to be a bottom. The China bear market out here, that turned out to be the bottom. Oil, remember when oil used to be in the 100, 110, I remember when it was 140 out there. The oil crush, moving oil down to $61 a barrel out there, that turned out to be a bottom. How about Brexit, where everything should have just simply fell apart? That turned out to be the bottom. How about the U.S. elections out here in November of 2016, right? Turned out, how about that? How about that? From about, what time was it? I don't remember the exact time, but from 9-ish or so when things started coming. That one day, we can't say one day, it was just several hours out there, pushed lower in the equity futures market. But was that a bottom or top? Bottom. How about when the U.S. sent missiles to Afghanistan and just a show of force out there? Bottom. How about kind of referencing it to today when Mueller, the special prosecutor to investigate Trump, was named out there? All holy heck should have broken loose, supposedly. No, turned out to be a bottom. How about the North Korean missiles, when they started getting giddy out there and shooting up all those missiles? Bottom. How about just simply something internally here in the U.S., Charlottesville? Bottom. How about Hurricane Irma? Yeah, I remember that. Bottom. I put up here the VIX spread because that's the next thing that you and I are going to go ahead and take a look at, and something that I can provide you with, at least with regard to parameters that you'll want to consider at the end of the day. And so what we have today is another what we'll call a geopolitical type event. The VIX spread was not a geopolitical event, but there was something similar. In any event, you'll see why I put that in there. One, because it was a bottom. And then today you've got Flynn's guilty plea out here. So you tell me, based upon this, all those types of events, because I know our memories, we kind of forget things, but it's so nice to just simply have it on the charts out here. What do you think the likelihood is that today was a top? Really? What do you think that likelihood is? That doesn't mean that prices can't push lower at the end of the day or on Sunday or Monday or what have you. But here, just look at this. Just look at all of this out here. So what do? Well, we continue to go look at the charts. We wait for the charts to give us confirming signals. If we take a look at the advanced decline oscillator readings across the board right now, inside the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ Composite, Dow, what we're going to see is New York Stock Exchange and the Dow are both above zero. That's the very bottom panel of my screen out here. When those are above zero, it tells us buyers are in control of the market. In the case of the NASDAQ Composite, came down and tested again. It got much lower than that gap to the downside. It actually got down to the second. Oh, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. So as we were going into that break and I wasn't paying attention to the clock out there, we were taking a look at the NASDAQ composite. And we can see that it got down to its second most recent gap. Again, sign of strength. That price is trading above gap number one. This is the second test we have seen in 3 days. That's at 67.9583. Gaps are your friends. They're breakouts here. So even though as we speak at 118, the advanced Klein oscillator is slightly below zero, probably by day's end, it is above zero. Another indication that the bull market is still intact out here. And that was nothing more than probably a lot of machine learning. They're really learning artificial intelligence. I believe that Merriam-Webster defines the word artificial as fake. So you have fake intelligence out there, and that's what we are seeing. We're just going ahead and we're playing the emotion of the market. And of course, in order to play the emotion of the market, we go take a look at spot volatility index. And hey, look, it's at 1307 right now. It's well above the 50-day exponential moving average out here. So what in the heck does that mean? Well, what we really need to do, that is not the page that I wanted. Although you've got a one-day rate of change of 15.87% right now. Where did I put that? I thought it was right in there. We'll get there. We go. Here's the chart we really want to take a look at. Remember on the S&P geopolitical chart that we looked at, and I had thrown in there because that was my Johnny Carson segue really into this chart out here. And as we take a look at this chart, what you're going to identify or see, you're going to see green arrows, like the green hornet out here. And each of those green arrows identify a bottom in the S&P 500. Now, why do they identify a bottom? It's because of what's going on at the very bottom panels on this screen. The one-day rate of change, you're well versed in that. When you see a close of day end reading, one-day rate of change greater than 10%, you know how often that identifies bounces or bottom areas. But when you combine that with the spread, and right now the spot VIX index is well above, and I do mean well above, its 3-month counterpart out there. When that happens, that tells you there's dislocation. The dislocation is that it gives you a signal of a bottom, the old Michael Flynn bottom out here. Now, it all depends on where these readings are at day's end. But if that ratio, that division is above 1, well, the message is very clear, at least what it has meant in the past out here. And that is muy importante out here. And here, if we go take a look at the VIX, you're going to see that you've got the 3-month reading at 1196 and the spot at 1306. In fact, the spot VIX index is above the December contract as we speak, not above the February contract out here. So it's a cool tool. It's an important tool as we speak, but it's going to be an end of the day tool. What else is it that you and I can look at out here? Well, look, levels of support have to break if this is going to be something more than just a couple-hour wonder out here. And by levels of support, that means we want to go take a look at our TAS profiles. In fact, probably during the next break. Let me actually try to get it fired up right now. I should have done this earlier. I didn't, but that doesn't mean that I can't do it as we speak right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. Then I'll come back to that because we want to go see what the market breadth looks like inside the S&P and inside the NASDAQ 100. But back to these equity futures contracts out here. The Russell, which has been misbehaving today out here, what we can see here is price right now. Now, I've got a 10-minute delay, so price might already be back over the top of its box. That level, by the way, is 1526.20. But price would need to close below 1483.50 in order to change the tone of the market. Now, inside the NASDAQ, that's the only one, quite frankly, that is trading below the bottom of its box. So there are problems inside the NASDAQ. 63.56 and a quarter is the number to be paying attention to. But as I go pull up this chart out here, whoops, I didn't want to look at the S&P 500. Not that I didn't want to, but I intended to try to keep this thing flowing. So if there's really problems inside the NASDAQ out here, let me get rid of the between the box numbers. And why haven't we seen a crossover, a bearish crossover? In other words, more stocks inside the NASDAQ 100 trading below the bottom of their boxes. Instead, what we have is 36 issues trading below the bottom, 44 trading above, and you've got new boxes. You've got 8 new boxes that have formed today. This still has the bullish cross. This is on the daily. Nowhere close on the weekly chart. That is very clear. And look, those bullish and bearish crosses are very important. Are these going to sell the top tick? Absolutely, positively not. But this is just additional evidence for you to consider if you're going to be the jury, and I'm just simply prosecuting for you what the charts are communicating to us. And we have this is not just like pulling you-know-what out of the air, although I don't know how you really pull you-know-what out of the air. But it's just simply you go back and take a look at charts and say, hey, the last time this happened, the last time this happened, the last time this happened, what does it mean to us? Here is a 4-hour chart. Now, on a 4-hour chart, 240-minute chart out here, we do have a bearish cross that has formed. So on short-term basis, let's go see what the 30-minute chart, the 60-minute chart is showing. You still have a bearish cross. So that's not unusual based on what we've seen. But we don't have any significant breakdown for change in trend on the daily time frame chart out here, and that's what is most important. At least that is what I'm really speaking to. When we go to take a look at short-term charts, that's a whole different scenario out here. So no breaks of, and then if we really want to put things in perspective, let's take a look at the NASDAQ and the composite itself. Let me come over here. This is Friday. This is the end of the week out here. And it wasn't there. It was probably, where are we at? Probably right here. Let's just take a look at what the weekly charts look like. I mean, that really is what provides us with a nice piece of information. Here is the weekly chart for the NASDAQ composite. Yeah, you've got a potential dark cloud cover candle, but on a weekly basis, where's support? Stevie's red line. So really as bad, I suppose, as the NASDAQ composite looks, when we put things in perspective, this perspective says, nah, I don't think so. And in fact, if we go take a look at the NDX 100, let's go take a look at it. See what this candle format, same thing as the NASDAQ. But now when we come back and we go take a look at the QQQ series ETF, and there's a benefit. You've got 41 million shares that have traded today. And what we had take place a couple of days ago was volume of 71 million shares. That's been tested so far. It's possible that today, I don't know, at 126, it's possible that that low is going to be tested with lighter volume. And if it's tested with volume, out here, the one thing that you and I know about the Qs out here is it tends to make bottoms with volume. That's right, with volume. And the Qs haven't even broken a swing point. They would have to get below the November 15th level. Yeah, it's pushing in there with volume and so forth, but I'll go with the last couple of days out here. That high volume, it is a signal of a bottom, not of a top. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So there was a question if I would comment on Bitcoin, and I really can't comment on it because I don't have we get the futures contract rolling here, then we'll have some technical tools for you and I to be able to look at it. In order for me, and I've taken a look at downloading the data, imported it into my Ninja Trader system, then so that we can take a look at charts here. But knowing that the futures contract is going to be trading at some point in time here in the near future, then we can really take a look at Bitcoin and just simply, when you and I take a look at these different chart patterns out here, it just simply, if I take a look at, for example, here's the New York Stock Exchange. We're agnostic as to really what it is that is the underlying instrument behind the chart. It wouldn't matter, even though I know it's the New York Stock Exchange, so I communicate that to you. But what we're really looking for is the chart patterns, whether it is potentially a Tom DeMark 9 count, 13 count, 9, 13 count, whether it's price moving higher with less relative energy, whether it's testing Stevie's red line, that oscillator on change line, whether the price oscillator is above or below zero, whether in today it looks like that's going to be a Tom DeMark 9 count inside the New York Stock Exchange. But you can see how price went down to the red line, rejected that level. So the New York Stock Exchange still bullish out here. If you're looking for clues from, let's call it maybe the general market that none of us can trade specifically. So I don't really have any comments with regard to it. With regard to blockchain technology, look, my view is, and I have shared this before, my view is the following: the entity, the country, whoever it is that provides a secure internet, and they can charge fees for it. Whoever it is that can provide a secure internet system will be the dominant entity, country going forward for the next, I don't know how many years, 50 years, 100 years, century, something like that. That's the real power. Right now, today, that sucker goes, well, first of all, we already see how weak and penetrable all of the data that's out there. So you and I, whether our cameras are on, even though we don't think they're on, all of the, it's like nothing makes me more sick. Look, I don't know. I could go there. How about that Clapper guy that gets paraded out here, yet he, absolutely lied in front of everybody with regard to whether or not all of our data was being tracked. So why does that guy get to be paraded out here when he's an absolute liar? He's a liar, pants on fire type of guy. Look, the point is, with regard to, yes, he did have the right name, with regard to the stuff really behind the Bitcoin phenomena or what have you, the security of that, I think that just translates over into that is the key to moving forward. When this internet, look, when the markets were really going crazy this morning, and I've got the highest speed stuff that you can see things get bogged down. I don't know if it was your system too, but my system, you just want an absolute secure pipe out there. And to me, that's the most important aspect that's not really talked about. But somebody is going to provide that and come up with that. And that country that does that, that ends up, that's the real currency, right? Isn't really, if you take a look at Bitcoin and people are talking about whether that is or it isn't a currency, the currency is certainty and protection and things of that sort. I think people are just kind of, it's like it's right in front of our eyes, but it's not really necessarily being talked about. Okay. So that's my take on really Bitcoin. It's a bigger picture than who cares about where that's headed to. It's more about is that the basis or the foundation of how we get from where we're at right now to where it is that we actually need to be out there, and it probably is. So okay, I don't have any other questions I see that have come in, and we've kind of gone through all of these different elements out here. We could take a look at this one here, Dow price. This is really courtesy of John Cheney, Z inside the Tiger's Den out here. And he turned me on to this, and it's really actually a cool way to take a look at the Dow. And this is taking a look at the Dow priced in dollars. That's your left-hand panel. These are monthly charts, by the way. That's the left-hand panel. And you'll see these little yellow horizontal lines on each of these charts. Those are prior swing points. And we know that the market, as Tom has taught us, talks, walks, and squawks at these swing points. And they become potential levels of resistance. Old resistance becomes support out here. And when price breaks above those, it's really worth paying attention to and noting. So you have to figure you've got the Dow, right? So you've got the big one, and I know people complain about it and, you know, the weighting and so forth. But the reality is the money that's flowing into those Dow stocks, some it's certainly, well, look, because I can't track all that money. What we do know, it's big money. Well, you can say, how do you know that? All right, I'm just going to say it's likely big money that's going in there, stuff coming from other countries, such as the euro-based countries, such as the yen-based country, Japan out here. You know, we know in any event so you've got the Dow that has broken out in those currencies. You had the Dow that broke above resistance. That was the 2032 level, priced in euros. That's Dow priced in euros in the month of November. We just ended the month of November. As long as Dow priced in euros stays above 20,033, we'll call it. We're just simply going to round it off here. You've got a breakout inside Europe. If you have a breakout, what do you think people are going to do with those euros? Continue to buy the Dow. It's one of the reasons why the Dow has been so strong. The Dow, you take a look at that left-hand panel of the chart. Shoot, this thing broke out back in November 2016. That was its breakout. We don't have any other real level, so to speak. And the yen itself, broke out in the Dow broke out in yen terms. Almost sound like a who's that guy? Who's that oil guy? Or is that commodity guy? In dollars, yen in yen and gold in yen. What's his name? Come on, somebody knows that. Who sounds good? But in any event, some of you know who I'm talking about. Anyways, I started to sound like the guy. But the Dow priced in yen. This thing broke out back in June of 2017. So you've got the Dow, the indice out here, that's broken out across the board, really in every. I don't have it priced in Great British pounds out here, but you know, it's broken out. You're in a very favorable month out here. You got this. Is the tax stuff built in or not built in? Who the heck knows? Here's what we do know. You've got the Dow that is broken out as in all currencies out here. And probably the biggest tell was the mere fact that in November, for the month of November, you finally had the Dow priced in euros go ahead and break out. So, you know, use that information if you want. Blank can it if you don't want, and go from there. Now, gold is pulled back. Gold was up, you know, this morning. You got all of the moving and shaking going on, and gold was up, I don't know, 10, 11 bucks, and now it's up $4. So when we get back from this break, let's go take a look at that. I see the VIX is pulling back a bit, only up 9%. So hey, it's all going to be about the end of the day. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the Taz Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. It's that time of year again. The TFNN Salvation Army Tiger Dollar Holiday Sale is back. Through this Sunday only, you can get a 25% bonus on any Tiger Dollar purchase, and up to 10% of whatever you spend will be donated to the Salvation Army in your name. This sale only comes around once a year and is one of the most rewarding promotions we have. Tiger Dollars are a great way to add extra savings to any TFNN product or service. Whether you're considering signing up for any newsletter or workshop in the future, or you're already a subscriber, Tiger Dollars offer an immediate savings on any TFNN newsletter, webinar, workshop, or Master Trader series. And they never expire and are fully transferable to friends and family. For all the details and to take part in this special promotion, visit the front page of TFNN.com before this sale ends Sunday, December 3rd. And happy holidays from TFNN.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So I mentioned gold out here. It's up 450 right now. Here, if I put this chart up, so it's not really anything that's changed today. It's really still more of it's a neutral to bearish, quite frankly, outlook. You can see that price is trading below my red line. Now, you'll also notice that this is the continuous contract. The reason is, and it's a real bummer for me at the moment, is that I use eSignals, my data provider. So that's the black background, because their data is very good. And as well as other information and tools that I have with inside it. And for their futures symbols, instead of it being just simply 8, like GAH8, whatever it might be for the year, they've now switched it to 18. And they made that. They didn't spend time talking about it with the guys from Ninja Trader, and Ninja Trader hasn't figured out how to go ahead and cross-reference those symbols. So I can't get the actual current contracts for 2018, which is a real bummer. But in any event, you do what you do. I kind of combine the two charts out here and just simply go from there. So as we speak right now, really no big change inside of gold. To me, it is more neutral than it is either bullish or bearish. And the reason why it's neutral would be right here. Would be because I'm waiting to see if price actually gets down and tests and holds the 1266 area. Its most recent trend, its current weekly TAS bottom of the box out here. It's been close, but it's not been a cigar. You got down to 1273 out here. So you can see the two different trend lines. And until we see that test or something else, and something else for me has to come from some conviction inside the Japanese yen. We were talking about the Dow priced in yen. Well, gold and the yen, we know about that correlation. And that chart is where is that chart? Well, we'll switch over to where we have that chart for sure. Let's just go see what the yen is doing. Yen futures, I should say. And yen futures are right now trying to close above the red line out here. And that's important. A close above that red line says we are back to having a rising price oscillator above zero. And this is where the testing is going on. This is where we'll really see, this is where the rubber really hits the road out here, because if yen can go ahead and give us a bullish outcome, and that would be a bullish outcome, having a rising price oscillator above zero, then that should bode well both for bonds and for gold, unless the correlation decides to go away. At some point in time, the correlation is going to go away. But as we speak right now, the correlation exists. And while it exists, then we can use that as a cross-reference tool. Here you have the 30-year Treasury, and T-bonds are bullish. Do we have right now, you've got a rising price oscillator above zero. You probably have an A to B equals CD to the upside inside of the 30-year Treasury. Now, it may set up a Gartley buy pattern. That's going to take it up into the 156. 53 area, perhaps higher, just simply one thing at a time. So that's what's going on with regard to gold. Silver, kind of a different story out here. If we take a look at silver, again, same thing. I've got to use the continuous contract. Where is silver headed to? It looks like silver, let's just see if it is below the swing point out here. Well, let's just measure it this way, just with our crosshair. And no, it's just testing. So it's kind of interesting. Silver is testing the October 6th swing point. So I'm not going to call it bearish. I'm going to call it neutral. Really neutral, just like Goldilocks. It's not great in that we have a falling price oscillator below zero with regard to silver. So silver, in order to really give you a bullish signal, and so Mike is asking about silver. Mike, it's got to get above 1676 out there. Now, you're testing the swing point, so I can see being in the trade. Your confirmation, therefore, is going to come when price can close above that red line number. If we take a look at silver, in this case here, we're going to look at Stevie's synthetic contract, because with regard to rollovers of contracts out here, this is going to provide us the best profile data. And that profile data, you really would like to see silver close above 1678. Right now you're at 1640. That happens to be a brand new weekly box out here. So there's now, if the 60-minute chart is going to help out here, you like to see this thing close above 1643 next. That's a resistance zone. We call it a resistance zone because the center of the box, which is priced at 1640, much closer to that top. That's on a 60-minute time frame. So that's what it's looking like. No idea where you're in on that trade and what your trading plan was, but go ahead and consider that for your analysis out there. Okay, so that takes care of metals. As long as we're here, let's look at light sweet crude. Again, I don't see any real questions out here. But it is Friday, so we were talking sushi. I'll be doing the sushi thing this evening. A little sushi tonight, and then after that, a little soft shoe, a little dancing up a storm. So, and the place I'm going to usually has good uni. Now, if we take a look at light sweet crude, the key here for light sweet crude, the key price area on a daily basis is going to be a close above 58.27. That's the top of a daily box formed this week out here. And you can see the center is priced at 57.88, the top 58.27. So says that sellers should be in control of that area. So far, since that box is formed, it has acted as resistance, including today. Close above 58.27 bodes well for light sweet crude. 58.27 and then 58.88 would be the target, and then the close above that, well, it just continues higher. That is on light sweet crude. Don't have a light sweet crude chart handy, but we'll go find it. We'll go switch over to a different workspace out here. We'll go to the daily workspace, and where did that go? Light sweet crude. This has got the January 2018. I'm going to have to change this because it's got the same kind of problems. What are we trading at right now? We're trading 58.11, and this is 50. Yeah, so this one, that's not going to work. So, but give me a minute here to pull up the continuous contract for crude, and let's go see what kind of message we've got here. Is it trading at 58.12? Give me a second. Yeah, 58.12. Okay, so we've got that. Yeah, nothing really changes in the reading. It just needs to close above that daily profile box, which is going to be different than what you're seeing here. We're going with, because, again, this is the synthetic contract that I'm looking at, which provides better profile information. You only get that here at TFNN.com. Okay, so let's go take a look at what else should we look at? Anything, you guys, anything that you need looked at, just punch it in there for the last, I guess, 2 minutes or so that we have, because we'll be going to a hard break here in about 10, 15 minutes. What is this American Woodmark company doing today, up $30? What's behind that? Okay, under the terms of an agreement. So what do we have? What is going on here with American Woodwork? To announce results for its second quarter. Yeah. Huh. I'd have to read through it all, and I'm not going to do that. But one heck of an explosive day. HD from Peak D. When we come back, we'll go take a look at Home Depot, see what it's doing. It's up at its highs. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's TigerTV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned, because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So last couple of minutes out here. Hey, tomorrow, great football day. As much as I like Thanksgiving weekend for watching football, you know, you got to admit tomorrow's going to be good. Now, who's going to win, TCU or Oklahoma? out there. Oklahoma rated number 3. I think that the board is praying that Texas Christian, TCU, is going to beat the Sooners out there, Mike. I think that's going to be the game to watch out here. I think that's the whole game that makes a determination. I mean, if Georgia beats Auburn, okay, that's perhaps a different story. I don't know. Maybe that gets Alabama in, but I doubt it. I've watched Georgia. I think it's a TCU game out there. But in any event, there's going to be some great games. Hey, tonight there's going to be a great game if you like college football. The problem is I'll be dancing at 8 o'clock in the evening. No, I'll just be sitting down really to eat dinner. But that's the Stanford USC game. So that should be a good, fun game as well. Miami beat Clemson. Mike, I live down here. I've watched that. I've watched all of their games, and as great of a game as it was against Notre Dame, that's a revenge blood game out there. That was a great game. They have to bring that type of fight to this game out here. I just don't see it. They're kind of going the way of the Dolphins out there. In any event, folks, I want you to have a great weekend. Just refocus on those charts that we took a look at. Look for those signals out there. I suppose I can't say it's the biggest and the most important one, but the S&P 500 loves to make bottoms on these geopolitical events, and unless you keep track of these things and have them out there, you really wouldn't know whether that's the case. So have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Your favorite polar bear in mind, David White's up next. After Dave, you've got Tom O'Brien from 3 to 5. Have a safe weekend. I'll see you on a magnificent Monday. Take care.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.